Good morning, beautiful souls. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. My name's Deborah O'Neill. I'm the CEO and founder of BlissBee.me Integrative Holistic Health, certified holistic practitioner. With the modalities that I love to work with are certified advanced integrative energy healing program practitioner. Also work with Himalayan meditation and philosophy. I'm a teacher and initiate, and I work with Psych K, which kicks limiting beliefs to the curb so that we can live the life that we want in the greatest beingness that we can be. I also work with the professional series for the Healing Oil Collective, and I continue studies in shamanism. So thank you and welcome for being here. And good morning, Sandra. Lovely to have you here. So we're working with the fire center element of the body, which is also known as the third chakra, which is our will and our self-esteem and our confidence and our ability to move forward up into this air region of the heart and the lungs and this expansion. And this is basically the passion area. It's ruled by the sun, and it's our fire. It's our transmutation for all those feelings that come up that say, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm too tired, all those things that have some early childhood programming that we bring forward, unfortunately, but fortunately, into our adult world as we begin to reparent ourselves. And let our adultness bring up with our inner child to stand in all our greatness and live this life of bliss. Good morning, Marilyn. Thank you for being here. So we're going to do some visualizations this week, and we've really been big on sensory when we're doing our grounding, centering, and aligning, because that's the most important place for us to move forward with in our lives. A lot of times, and for a lot of people, we, or you, us, may go into a disassociated state. That's often when we've had some sort of a trauma trigger or we've been involved in an accident that the body has put itself into fight, flight, freeze, and collapse. That's usually depicted when we get a higher chest breath. And so it's important that we bring in that deep belly breathing, that deep diaphragmatic breath. Not only does it increase our immune system, it engages our parasympathetic system. It allows us to be able to make decisions from a greater point of clarity. So this is the mid-range. So first chakra, second chakra, third chakra are all our foundational chakras. That's our physical, our safety, our container, our security, into our emotional body, learning to go with the flow in that watery element and come up into the fire and stand into and for what we say is most important to us. Being that person that puts on that t-shirt that says free to be me, and has to do some digging. And when we dig for those beautiful diamonds that we can polish and polish and polish with a little extra pressure, and transmutation and transformation becomes this beautiful diamond that we all are, that we were all born to be. That is our birthright. So when we look at creating the pen to paper is so very, very important. And I don't care if you have 30 Post-it notes or 30 sheets of toilet paper. Well, you might not want to waste that at this point in time of the game. But you know what I'm saying. And leave little pads of paper around where your environment, that when you get that notion, you know how you may have heard a story about some of the greatest books or some of the greatest ideas have come from writing it down on a piece of napkin at a restaurant. Like, there's so many of those stories out there. So leave no stone unturned, because this is such a gift of time. And as we hold space in our heart and in our physicality and in our mentality and in our spirituality for all those that maybe don't have that calm or that notion to, or even know where to go to get help at this time, those that are living in violence, because stress, unfortunately, incites anger, which can incite rage, which we're seeing some of even in our beautiful country of Canada. We hold space and we hold that for them. And we do this work for them because we are a part of the collective. Whatever our thoughts are projected. You might have heard of the term, oh, that person's just projecting on you. You know, they're projecting their thoughts, feelings, and emotions on you. Yeah, it starts here. It doesn't even have to come from here. If it's here, it's out there. So as we do this work, we hold all those people in our hearts. All those people in those hearts, in our hearts. All those kids that got better fed at school than are getting fed at home. All those people that are in relationships that are potentially very dangerous for them, and really the safe houses are really quite full right now. We do that work for them because what we give out comes back to us 10 times. So let's always hold them in our hearts. Let's do that pen to paper so they'll be strong enough to one day get that pen to paper and be in that place when they can get the pen to paper. So the work here is full circle. It's like that. The term whole being, we're whole being healing. This is all, life is a healing process. That's why I call us self-healers. That's why that's why I call blissbe.me a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. It's not just a one-off thing. It's something that we incorporate into our every day, every second of every day, every space. And once we've incorporated it, that space then becomes our place. So create your place. Take your place in this world. So when we go into doing the work and the pens to paper and things are going to come up, guaranteed things are going to come up. That's what we do. We take a nice big exhale and we feel our feet on the floor. So let's do that now. Let's feel our feet on the floor. Let's take a nice big clearing breath. And know that your work here is so important. It's so valid. And I invite you to find that courage to press, Facebook Live. When I look at live, I see live first before I see live. I think because I get trauma from being live. I'm only kidding. I'm working through it. I see live. And live works for me better than live. So see your live. Yeah, and birth your dreams live. There we go. So let's feel our feet on the floor and let's just activate, have that word drop or ground or whatever your activation word is. And know that your body instantly is going to start driving, just like we sometimes get in the car and go, how did I get here when I get to my destination? Because you automatically, it's habitually started driving. You know your way. Your feet know their way. If you've been here since day one, your feet know their way. And allow those etheric feet or those tree roots, whatever imagery works for you, whatever feeling works for you. As soon as you sense that, I hope that you can start to feel the activation in your feet now. And if you can't, that's okay. The neurons will rebuild. Those sensory neurons will start to rebuild. That's the good news. And allow those to go through the rocks and turn on all your sensories. Is it cool? Is it warm? Is it sharp? Are they textured or are they like slate and they slide? And allow it to go down right into the molten, that liquid molten, and allow it to float, swim right down towards the crystalline core of the earth. And feel that glow, see that glow, know exactly where your destination is. Our journey is our destination. This journey is this part of the destination. And wrap those cords around the feet. I know, wrap those cords around the crystalline core of the earth. Or those feet, those tree roots. And allow that gold, that red, beautiful Mother Earth energy to come up that etheric line, that line that you've made up into the full feet, the full foots. And allow it to come into the ankles and the calves and the knees and fully feel that these two legs have been fortified with this Mother Earth energy, and into the hips and into the lower abdomen, and check in and see if you've engaged the deep diaphragmatic breath. And if you haven't, take this time now to engage the deep diaphragmatic breath. Feel that body, lower belly exhale and expand out on the inhalation, and exhale, come into the spine, but without any forced just a natural exhalation as the body exhales. And bring the beautiful grounded energy up into the chest region, the heart, and allow that to expand as we roll our shoulders back and feel the Mother Earth energy come up on our shoulders and wash away all the worries of the world. And down our arms and into our hands. And allow that beautiful Mother Earth energy to come into the neck and into the full head. Full head. And out the top of chakra 7, the Sahasrara. And trickle and run all like a waterfall down the outside of our body. Feel the sensation of this beautiful Mother Earth energy inside and outside of the body. And come into a place of centering. Let's center into this place. Rock the body forward and back and allow it to find its own balance. The body knows. And now imagine this beautiful line, this hara line, coming from the perineum, from the central core of the earth, through the perineum, through the spinal central portion of the body called the sushumna, and bring it up like fine line straight to divine source, universe, higher self, Father Sky, the place of many names. This fine line straight. Do not get distracted. Fine line. Straight up past our solar system. Past our Milky Way into the cosmos. And allow this beautiful divine energy to cascade down this fine line. Imagine it as a golden white light that comes in, or whatever color you're seeing today works for you today, and give permission for healing, permission for consent for receiving this energy in through the crown and the head and into the neck and all those vocal cords and all those muscles that hold up this beautiful brilliance. And over the shoulders and the arms, down to the hands, so we can touch everything with love and compassion and grace. Touch ourselves with love. Hold those parts of the body that are asking for our attention right now. Touch there and communicate with your own body. Good morning, Brooklyn. Thank you. And bring that into the heart, expand the heart, holding all those that we know and those that we don't know in this container that we're creating with our fields, collectively feeding the fields, nourishing the fields. And into our third chakra, our will area that we're working with, fortify and nourish that with this divine source energy. And into the lower abdomen and the hips and the legs to the feet, and allowing the earth energy and the divine energy to co-join and feel the rhythm. Feel the rhythm. Experience it. Know it. Recognize it. And I hope it's becoming familiar, and I hope it's becoming comfortable for you and easy for you. And you can create your own process. You can do whatever works for you. You're creating your practice. But it's really more than your practice. You're reinventing your life. How cool is that? In a way that works for you, on you, by you. Yeah. So let's stay in this place, and I'm going to read off some things that I work with my clients with when I work with the Site K. Pardon me. And this is where we're going to start to go to in the next week as we finish off in the passion and the will center of our bodies, so that we can really really get grounded and centered and aligned with what it is that we see and want and feel and taste and hear and know. So as we take steps forward, you might have heard of, the goals and intentions. And this is our place of intuition. When we're in this place, this alignment, this place of asking and listening. It's called a listening technique, actually. And so we want to create something that's measurable, so that how do we know when we got there? Often when I work with my clients, I'll say, so what is that on a scale of 1 to 10? When we're working with a felt sense in our body, and I've said to you, identify what number is that? 10 is a high pain. And when we go into it and we ask, how long has it been here? What if we see the image, we see the color, we work with that. Same thing when we take pen to paper. Take the pen to paper and ask yourself, so what's my comfort level with this right now? And give yourself a rating. And see what part of it that you can measure, so that's where you build your confidence. So when you know that you've got there. There's the big thing with it doing 10,000 steps. Well, that's your goal. You don't always have that ability to get to those 10,000 steps every day. I know I certainly don't. And for starters, it's not one of my goals. But I have other goals in the fitness and exercise realm. But I did do 3,300 steps yesterday, believe it or not. So make it specific and make it obvious, so that it's not something that's too way out there. We're building up ourselves, and we're still going to get those things and go, oh yeah, really? Who do you think you are? I'm going to do 100 Facebook lives. Who do you think you are? I would never have dreamt that would never have been on my goal sheet, but it is now. It is now. So, literal, make it literal. So you use person, places, things, use nouns, use numbers, and objectively. So, work with the optimism, obviously, instead of the pessimism, and verifiable. How will you know? How will you know? How can you verify? Where's your evidence on that? Because what I know about ourselves and myself, yourself perhaps, is that I need the evidence. I need those little love hearts, my ego, part of that good part of my ego, or your direct messages that say, hey, I love what you're doing, thank you for being here. I thank you for those people that have sent them, and thank you. It means the world to me, because that's my verification. When I look at the analytics, oh my gosh, I would stop today. I would have stopped yesterday. Average watch, 45 seconds. What? I'm giving here 25 minutes. Average watch is 45 seconds. Just hang up the phone. But I also know that I'm trusting the process. So I invite you to trust your process as well. Love always wins. When we do anything with love, then I always believe that the vibration is the highest vibration that we can have. So guess what? I pull out this magnet and I go, this is what love is. This is what love attracts. And then when I get off my Facebook Live, I go,
that was easy.
That was easy. And that's what it should be. It should be easy. Not always, but it's easy to love. For me, it's easy to love. And I invite you to find that easy to love button. That was easy. And then we want to look that we can, it can be physically seen through your eyes and or photographed or videoed. So these are all the visuals. This will give you your visual description. All emotions, feelings, and states of being would be in the feeling section, right? So we would put those in the feeling section. And if you have trouble coming up with the visuals, then look at what has not having this goal kept you from doing or having in your life. So that's a good way to look at it when we're working with the visuals. So you're going to find out where your strength is, whether it's visual, auditory, kinesthetic. So why is having this goal important to you? What will you notice? What will be different about your life when this is true? What will you notice? What will be different about your life when this is true? And the cool thing about this is sometimes when we get to the feeling section, you just feel better. You don't know what, but in the last 3 weeks or whatever has been going on, you just feel a little bit better. And that is your first point of bliss, because that's what bliss is. Bliss is consciousness. Bliss is that consciousness that I just feel better. I just am doing better. Now, I like to look at it as euphoria. That's kind of my goal for my bliss. Absolutely. But my bliss right here, right now, I am in full bliss. I am in full bliss. So when we go to the auditory, so what it's like, imagine you're overhearing what someone is saying. What are you overhearing someone saying about you? Now remember, this is where the place that we want to get. This might not be today, but this is where we want to get. So we're putting in our imagination, because remember, the mind doesn't know what's imagination or reality. So we're starting to create our reality with our imagination. And guess what? We bring the magnet back. Vibration. It's magnetism. It's energy. It all attracts. Whatever we think, feel, or our actions do is our energy, and it all attracts. So this is where we're going to live. This is our new spot where we're going to live. How great is this? We're going to create this as our habit. So this may be about the amazing difference they are noticing in you now that the goal is achieved. They may know that notice this amazing difference in you already as you're on your way to achieving that goal. And don't forget about the crabs in the bucket. There's always going to be some crabs that are going to try to keep you pulling down into that bucket. So this is where that fire and that transmutation comes in. This is why we're in this passion area. We need that much. We need to keep remembering. We need that much to let us know that we are most important. You are most important to you. Oxygen mask on you first. That's a common phrase. And it's so true. What characteristics need to be nurtured inside of you in order to achieve this goal? What needs to be nurtured? What needs to be true about you and who you are? What do you want to be true to be who you are? Who do you want to be? Put that person down on your piece of paper and their characteristics. Take the top 3 things. Take the top 3 things that you see in people that you admire and write them down. And find those characteristics and work towards that. So that's part of what we're going to visualize as we move forward. Thank you, Tony. Thank you for being here. That's part of it. We'll go through the other half tomorrow. But right for now, let's bring in that mantra meditation. Bring in that so to the lower abdomen on the inhalation, and on the exhalation, hum. Inhale, so, and exhale, hum. Engaging that deep diaphragmatic breath. And after you're finished with this live and you go and find a seat to live, take that pen to paper out, and I'd love to know what's coming up for you. I'd love to know if there's any way that I can support you, whether it's through a distance healing, whether it's working with some limiting beliefs, and let's do some kinesiology, some muscle testing. We can do that from a distance and kick those limiting beliefs to the curb. You feel and notice the difference in you instantly. Or if it's just a call, if it's just a guidance call. All of my services can be found on the left-hand menu section of the Facebook page, blissbee.me. Let's take 2 or 3 minutes in silence as we embrace our meditation, our mantra, to keep the chaos out of our mind. Our goal here is a smooth flow of the breath. A smooth inhale, smooth outhale, exhale. Seeing if we can access our side ribs and our back body and our deep diaphragmatic breath. And if we can't, that's okay too. We'll get there. You'll get there. And no noise, no jerks, no judgment. So thank you for sitting with me today. A card for our offering, our heart card, is treat yourself with gentleness. So as you take the pen to paper, dream big. As big as you possibly can, because this is no dress rehearsal. And be gentle with yourself, with those thoughts that will pop into your head. You might even get one of those that say, who do you think you are? You know who you are. You matter. And we're all one, so we're just as good as the great ones out there on our journey to greatness, to bliss, to euphoria. Treat yourself with gentleness, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow. I love you. Make it a great day.